We've got a lot of water on the floor.
Oh, hey there. I was hoping you'd stop by. I sure hope you know how to run one of these things, because I don't have a clue. If this is your first time on the homestead, my name's Jared. I'm glad you're here. Last summer, my wife and I left our hectic modern lives and moved up to our homestead in Alaska. It's now winter, and that decision has gotten all too real. Today I've got to move some plywood that my friend's been storing for me for the last couple of years. It's about time I get it out of his shop. He's not around to help out, but he loaned me his boom truck and pallet forks to get the job done. Alaskans rarely ask if you know how to do a thing. They just assume either you know how to do it, or if you don't know how to do it, you'll figure it out. If I've had culture shock on the homestead, it's been that simple attitude. In my old life, I was pretty darn good at almost everything I did. Not because I was all that talented, but because I wouldn't do anything that I wasn't sure I could succeed at. Makes a guy feel pretty talented to be good at everything, but in the end, you're just lying to yourself. Up here, that's not an option. There's so much I don't know how to do, but I don't really have a choice. If it's gonna get done, I gotta figure it out. That means I make a lot of mistakes. Fear of making mistakes has been standing in my way a long time. I learned how to use this boom truck while I was building my shop. I wasn't good at it when I started, but I'm okay now. However, using these pallet forks, that's a whole nother ballgame. I'm afraid it's going to end badly, but I don't really have a choice. So, we're just going to figure it out. I hope. There was definitely some failure today, but all in all, fixing the mistake really wasn't all that bad. Turned out way better than not trying, that's for sure. When I put in my water system, I was afraid it was going to freeze this winter, and sure enough it did, for about 2 weeks solid, but we managed just fine. So we have water running again, not the stream we would normally have, but I imagine it's frozen somewhere up high up. I'm just going to let it run for a little while. If even a little water can flow through it, it'll melt that ice. Turn the valve all you want, no action on the gate. So I think I broke that. I'll have to pull it apart and see what's going on. Well, here's the problem. Definitely some ice chunks in there. You can hear them rattling around. My wrench should be back in business as far as that's concerned. So everywhere we walked when it was snowy, you ended up getting this ice heave. It's really cool looking. That water's back flowing again. Clearly there's still some icicles in there, but not too bad. We'll just keep letting it flow. most of the day, and then we'll see if we can get water to the house or not. So this is a good thing. I'll have to count up how many days it's been since we've had water from our spring, but the pipe from the main line to the cabin was frozen yesterday, so that thawed out yesterday. The main line thawed out yesterday, but today it looks like the line to the cabin's thawing out. So happy day. The next day I headed out with a friend to do some maintenance at a remote fishing lodge.
Just out a couple 100 yards.
Sure is beautiful out there.
More down in our sluice, right? Because it's at the bottom.
Right.
So if the flapper's not closed, it all just blows by.
Gotcha.
You got to get the end high enough though, so the water is flowing out of it.
Go a little higher then?
Yeah, it'll have to go higher on my end. Your end down.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's pretty awesome. That ice covered it.
Nothing right, nice right about now. What's that? Plums? The plums that I cut out of the boat for this?
Yeah.
Woo! Yep. So keep me crashing.
It's not just any rock. It's the right size rock.
That's right. This is a rock like
Everybody
deer hunts, right? Like every.
So amazing. Barely. Oh, so good. Thanks, buddy.
So we're having a water leakage issue here somewhere.
I'm guessing it's coming from here.
I was hoping it was coming from right in here, but I don't think that's the case. So, I mean, I'm glad because this would have been a pain to fix, but that still doesn't tell me where that water's coming from. No water there, not there. They're dripping, but I can't tell whether it's on the inside or the outside. Definitely soaking from in here.
Some of my friends were headed out to take supplies to campers. They asked if I wanted to come along. I don't know much about running a small boat on the ocean, so every chance I get to learn something, I take.
I forgot to put the plug in.
That's 2 out of 3 times. That's me. I have to come up with a checklist. That's pretty good. Not end up like that boat over there. Boating in February. So amazing. That'll wake you up. Always nice when the motor goes off.
Right?
If you wanted it to.
I may have done it a little prematurely.
I think we got this.
him, huh?
20. Fitting on the life jackets keeps your butt warm.
Gotcha. I will learn a lot of lessons the hard way, so any I can learn the easy way.
The salt truck up here, that's why it's ripping.
Okay.
Dropping, so you have all this water, it's like a river flowing out. And kind of the rule of thumb running at dips is if your hole's going bam, 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 you're going too fast.
Gotcha. Lose the hat my wife needed for me.
Yeah, it actually, I had one a buddy paid me for my birthday. It looks just like yours.
Nice.
Man, years different. I lost it 10 years.
Right? The wind's a beast.
Yeah. How far from the roller am I?
You got about a foot. I can back you in just a little bit if. Yeah, when I rolled you in, I missed the roller.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We've got a lot of water on the floor, and I'm almost positive that it's coming from the window. We've had an issue in this area before, but it's pretty bad now. Currently raining, so we're gonna go see if we can get it figured out so it doesn't get too much worse. So, like, if I soak this up pretty good, and then you watch, you just see it start to run out from out underneath the.
I may regret it, but I think I'm going to drill a couple holes in the floor so the water has someplace to go. So, don't exactly know where the source of my problem is, but that can't be good. And that can also not be good. Maybe right here, maybe it's soaking through that foam. I'll have to come and put another good layer of caulk on the top there. But we're gonna just put some plastic up tonight and see if that helps with the problem. And then we'll figure it out a little bit more in the daylight. So, what we're gonna do for tonight and this is probably something that I'll actually caulk into place, I think, just to keep water from coming here anyways. But for tonight, I think I'm just gonna place that there. Let's see. Good enough for tonight. And then I might have a little leak here too. Maybe like right there. So I'm just gonna put a bucket over it for tonight. We got at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain last night. Somewhere during the night my plastic blew up. So it worked for a little while. Now not so much. So now I'm gonna have to fix that.
Pump for that'll do the trick.
Looks like the holes I drilled in the floor are helping. That's all coming from my leak. So, not a great permanent solution, but pretty good temporary solution, looks like. So, power's out. Rained probably an inch or two last night. I heard some trees falling on that hill up there, so I suspect one of them has taken out the power lines, or there was a landslide, in which case getting power back could take a little longer. But we're just gonna get a nice fire going and enjoy the day. The cabin has a battery and solar, so there's still a few lights inside the cabin. So easy enough. Magically, the power's back on for now. All right, so I'll have to talk kind of loud because it's raining pretty good out there. But just kind of wanted to point out a miracle that had happened. I don't know if you remember what this roof looked like a month ago, but it was just hundreds of drops per section. Now if we look, it's pretty much clear. If we go off over here, back here in this corner, like there's more drips, but still like 10 times better than it was. So I don't know whether it's the fan over there or cracking the ventilation in the eaves, but things have gotten better. It's certainly not that there isn't water in the floor, because there is plenty of water in the floor. Life is way better. Just thought I'd share that. It made me happy, so I thought I'd share it with you. Yesterday was torrential. The rain, it just rained all day long. Everything in that pot came from yesterday. So what's that, 3-4 inches? Yeah, there was a lot of rain. And because of the rain, we discovered a lot of leaks. So it's currently not raining. So I'm gonna try and get those leaks patched up as best I can. Well, that's more flammable than I thought it would be. Hopefully this will help with the leaks. I caulked everything pretty good again, just to make sure. And then just ran a little bead of silicone so that the water will just channel this way and roll off that. So it would have been nice if there was no water up here. That would have made it a lot easier, but we got her done. I'm gonna put this aluminum flashing just over the wood part of the window. Just bend it according to the size I need. All right, so basically just put some metal flashing around it.
Years ago, I was in a Texas swamp with an old duck hunter. When I brought up snakes, he said he'd been bitten 4 times. Being bitten wasn't too bad, he said, but being afraid of being bitten was terrible. I think what he said holds true for mistakes as well. Being afraid of making mistakes is way worse than just going for it and fixing them if you have to. Next week, I help a buddy with a project, and I learn a valuable lesson on canoe safety.
Yeah, we want to be over there.